Not so sure how much rhythm Lesnar has.
Oh my God.
Hey everyone, this is Ring Authority News, your home for non-stop WWE energy. Subscribe now, and let's dive right into the ring. Stop everything, because what happened on Raw wasn't just a storyline twist. It was one of the most unexpected shifts in WWE power. In years, fans who believed Brock Lesnar was untouchable had their confidence shaken when Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker executed a calculated, stunning ambush that left the entire arena buzzing. It wasn't reckless chaos or out-of-control violence. It was strategic, measured, and delivered with the precision of performers who knew exactly what they were doing. The locker room watched in disbelief. Commentators stumbled for words. And for the first time in a long while, Brock Lesnar looked genuinely vulnerable. The spark that lit the fuse. This all traces back to an earlier confrontation where Lesnar dominated Reed in a decisive display of strength that many assumed had ended Reed's upward momentum. But while fans wrote him off, Reed refused to let that loss define him. Instead of retreating, he began rethinking his approach, recognizing that overcoming a force like Lesnar required more than brute power. It required strategy, timing, and the right partner. That mindset shift set the stage for everything that followed. The alliance nobody expected. Reed's comeback plan took shape when he reached out to Bron Breakker, one of WWE's most explosive rising stars. Breakker brought a unique blend of intensity, heritage, and athleticism that complemented Reed's power perfectly. Together they formed an unexpected alliance, an unannounced team-up built on mutual ambition rather than friendship. Fans always dream of new tag combinations, but this pairing felt different the moment it formed. It felt intentional, like two puzzle pieces locking in place at exactly the right moment. The interview that became a turning point. The ambush unfolded during what was supposed to be a routine Brock Lesnar interview. Paul Heyman was doing what he does best, hyping Lesnar's next challenge, while the crowd cheered the familiar Suplex City chants, but beneath all the theatrics, an undercurrent of tension began when the lights flickered. A classic WWE signal that something was about to happen. Lesnar smirked, assuming someone had come for a simple confrontation. Instead, he was seconds away from witnessing a plan that had been weeks in the making. The arrival of Reed and Breakker. Bronson Reed was the first to appear, walking onto the stage with a determined expression that instantly erased any doubt about his intentions. This wasn't the same Reed fans saw weeks earlier. This was a superstar with purpose. Then Bron Breakker's music hit, and the energy inside the arena flipped instantly. The crowd erupted as the two men advanced on the ring from opposite sides, framing Lesnar in a way that made it clear they were not there to negotiate. The deliberate positioning, the silent coordination, and the confidence in their steps showed that this moment had been prepared down to the details, a tactical, controlled attack. What followed wasn't wild chaos. It was organized wrestling psychology at its finest. Lesnar braced himself, ready to take both men head-on, but Reed and Breakker didn't rush blindly. They used position, timing, and awareness to limit Lesnar's options. Instead of letting him dictate the pace, they kept distance tight, stayed synchronized, and prevented him from gaining leverage. The moves were big, but they were executed safely, professionally, and with the kind of showmanship that gets replayed for years. Fans watched as Lesnar, long seen as WWE's unstoppable powerhouse, struggled to keep control against a duo that came prepared. The crowd reactions and commentary. The arena became a whirlwind of excitement as the situation unfolded. Fans rose to their feet, phones recording every second, aware they were witnessing a shift in WWE's hierarchy. The commentary team amplified the story, highlighting how rare it was to see Lesnar facing coordinated pressure. Their reactions added emotion without exaggeration, emphasizing the strategic brilliance behind Reed and Breakker's timing, The energy from the audience and commentary alike made the moment feel seismic, not because of danger, but because of narrative impact. A statement made with precision. The final moments of the segment were delivered with the theatricality WWE is known for. Reed and Breakker showed unity in their movement, executing signature maneuvers with clarity and dramatic impact while keeping the performance safe and controlled. Reed's signature splash and Breakker's powerful spear were delivered as definitive punctuation marks, not excessive brutality. When the dust settled, Reed and Breakker didn't boast or taunt. They simply stood tall, looking down at Lesnar as if to say, "You're still a legend, but we're here now." It was a bold, confident statement about the future, not an attempt at destruction. The aftermath and medical check. As officials and medical staff entered the ring, the focus shifted from spectacle to storyline consequence. Lesnar, known for brushing off pain and pushing through anything, required brief assistance, a rare occurrence used not for shock value, but to sell the importance of the moment. It wasn't about injury. It was about symbolism. The Beast Incarnate, for the first time in years, had been outmaneuvered. Reed and Breakker watched from the stage with intensity on their faces, signaling that this was not the end, but the beginning of something larger. A shift in WWE's power dynamic. Backstage reactions poured in immediately, with superstars expressing both surprise and respect for the boldness of Reed and Breakker's decision. Some hinted at admiration for how calculated the plan had been. Others questioned what it meant for the locker room going forward. The idea that two emerging stars could challenge the long-standing hierarchy shook things up in the best possible way. WWE thrives on moments that change expectations, and this one delivered that in a clean, professional, storyline-driven way. What this means for Reed and Breakker. For Bronson Reed, this moment solidified him as more than a powerhouse. It proved he could create unforgettable moments. For Bron Breakker, it served as his true arrival on the main roster. Instead of slowly climbing the ranks, he made a bold statement using confidence, timing, and impeccable execution. Their alliance now stands as one of the most intriguing storylines of the year, not because of violence, but because of the compelling motivations and chemistry behind it. The road ahead. With Lesnar temporarily out of action, speculation about future matchups is already building. Will Lesnar return seeking retribution? Will Reed and Breakker form an official tag team? Could this spark a faction? Fans are buzzing with theories, and that anticipation is exactly what makes great wrestling television. WWE now has the opportunity to stretch this storyline into major events, potentially culminating at one of its biggest shows of the year. Regardless of the direction, one thing is certain. This moment has already cemented itself as a turning point for everyone involved.